Okay, so we last week when we did our stream, I got to almost the end of the prologue tutorial, and I glitched out, and I had to continue without it. So we've actually lost some of what we would have been seeing. We missed the introduction to Agartha, which is the hollow earth that acts as a transport to get from one zone to another. Of course, there are ways to go just physically from one zone to another, but if you're getting there fast and you're having to travel all the way across the earth, then going through Agartha is a lot quicker. We missed a few other minor things. We are now in Kingsmouth, which is where our initial starting quests are going to be. And Kingsmouth, we're waiting for it to load right now. It does take a little bit for it to load up because, of course, gaming. Once again, I will not be able to actually see comments that are made during the stream. I have yet to find a way to fix that. Like I've said before, it doesn't let me resize the Secret World stream, so it pretty much blocks everything else when I am trying to do anything. Right now I'm just waiting for it to load up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I did already pick up the initial first scene when you reach Kingsmouth, which is just basically a, hey, go shoot these zombies that are around my camp. So that's where we'll pick up. A friend of mine was actually going to be leveling alongside Ricky. Thankfully, most of these quests can be done repeatedly. And even the ones that can't be, I can help them later. So it's okay if I go ahead and level a little bit without them. Okay, we've got our challenge, which ends in 43 seconds, so I don't think I'm going to get that challenge. Let's go ahead and give you guys a quick show. Okay, and pop this up so that we can see. Okay, so right here, this red area is where we will find the zombies that we are going to be shooting. Well, stabbing in our case. Up here, you've got your basic menu, which lets you check friends, login rewards, things like that. This is the patron bundle. This is if you are a subscriber. These are various currencies that you can use. Up here, you can keep track of how many spell points and ability points you have. Let's see. Down here, of course, are our actual abilities. I have not set up my bars properly just yet. I'll do it eventually. Dressing room, you can change your character's clothes. So some of these are rewards I got. A long time ago. So, and then some of them are things that I don't actually know that I have. Looks like most of these are, hey, you need to buy this. So let's... Okay, this only shows us the things that we own, which another character I have would have a lot more of these. Looks like Ricky doesn't really have anything because brand new. He does have that option, or he can stick with what he's got. Shirt, I just have what I've already got. I would have to unlock the other versions. Yeah, it's only right now showing what he's already got, and I would have to... Why does rainbow turn black? That makes no sense. Okay. So we're not going to play dress up right now. That's fine. let's go ahead and get started killing zombies. Jack Boone is the quest giver who gave us this quest. If you walk up to somebody and you see a symbol that looks like a person running, that means that's a mission, a quest. If you see something below that looks like just a chat bubble, that means they have lore they can talk to you about. You know what? I'm going to show you a couple other things. Up here on the map, if you see this, that is the entrance to Agartha. It'll look like a tree. If you see this, it shows yet another way to get there to Agartha. And of course, there's still that up here that shows you, hey, there's potential quests in this area. Alright, let's go ahead and find us a zombie or two to kill. I believe that is, yep, they're moving. That means they're zombies. Believe me, right now, anything that moves is a zombie. One dead. Okay, they ran up to me, so time to use the sword. Okay. So I have now killed half the zombies that I need to kill. Oh look, more zombies. Let's throw some fire at them. Okay, so I have now killed all of the zombies. However, it also wants me now. You'll notice that the quest actually changed. And it says jump on cars to trigger alarms. So, yep, see how it's got that red over it? Alarm. Summon more zombies. There we go. Oh, I love that AoE. Okay, so that got me an achievement of 25 days later, kill 25 zombies. Alright, now I have a quest to ignite gas cans and draw zombies into the fire. I can hear the zombies. Oh, hey, look at that. There is a... bit of lore. If I can just get up into here. In the truck. We are the Education Protocol. We climb the twisted ladder of yourselves. We haunt the digital text. And if I hit L, it'll actually show me the full thing. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So this is the full thing that we have just been kind of ignoring up until now. It's bits and pieces of it. The buzzing, global, ancient mysteries. We've apparently collected 7 of 8 of the things for this. So, transmit, initiate anima signal, receive, initiate the Enochian frequency, witness, initiate the Merovingian syntax, fiat de oyat, crawling roots heavy with sizzling sap, stab your skull, download Holy Communion, no purchase necessary, your eyes and ears hemorrhage boiling joy. May be too intense for some viewers. Ecstatic agony, your muscles come undone. Some assembly required. Offer expires at the heat death of the universe. For a limited time only, the darkest days cometh. Absolute zero, maximum entropy. Act now. Initiate Agartha broadcast. Transmit. Open the 49 gates. Witness the buzzing. You've seen fragments of our grammar in the chaos patterns of bird flocks in flight, in hexagonal angles, in the graffiti bleeding together on the wall, in the bioluminescent eyes under your bed, in the tangled city skyline that forms a runic rhyme when glimpsed upside down. A blur becomes a syntax. A foreboding scroll emerges. You've heard shards of our voices in the phantom radio code of a numbers station, in the roar of a crowd, in the screams of your clock, in the scrape of a chalkboard, in the snow static of a TV, in the chainsaw decibel mating of cicadas, in the urban mythos that spreads amongst children like contagion, in the silence between lies. White noise becomes a cadence. Words develop self-awareness. Viral, evolving, living poetry, sentient language. We see you. There is no turning back. Who are we? It depends on who is looking. Initiate King James Protocol. The code is 24 and 13 and 14. The password is Proverbs. Transmit. My child, eat thou honey because it is good. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. O sweetling, once our voice came to you so faintly, no more. Now we thunder down the varicose fiber optic ley lines that fill the world tree's limbs, stretching here and there and everywhere. Your anima antenna head quickens. The goddess machine pulses. She gave you strength to rend the lion. Now eat the honeyed entrails, because it is good, because it is sweet, because it is terrible. Initiate the Samson prerogative. Out of the eater comes what is eaten, and out of the strong comes what is sweet. We are the education protocol. We climb the twisted ladder of your cells. We haunt your digital text. We hide in your hat. We are the jagged teeth that trip the tumblers of your mind. You will not know our triggers, for all the world's a cipher, and everything is true. Be not afraid. Be terrified. The dark days are here. Our wisdom flows so sweet. Taste and see. There's apparently going to be one more of these at some point, but each of these, whenever we find one of those little yellow thingies, they give us another bit of information. And up here, these are zones we have not been to yet, so we have not found any of these. But right now we're in the Ancient Mysteries under Global. Eventually we'll open up these other parts, events, bestiary, people of interest, things like that. Let's see, let's go look at the achievements. Right now, we have under Monsters, finished 2 of the achievements for zombies. 1 for killing 10, and 1 for killing 25. We get achievement points, and I believe eventually we'll be able to spend those achievement points, but for right now, not really much we can do with them. Alright, so close this. Yeah, we triggered some. They're going to catch up to us in a sec. Or not. Okay then. Thought I did. Alright, so we are looking for the gas cans. Oh, look. Gas cans are up here. Alright, so F to ignite a can of gasoline. Might want to... I was going to back away from it, but apparently not. Takes it a bit to actually show up, doesn't it? Okay, where are... Yep. Oh, crud, did the fire go out? The fire went out. Okay, so... Alright, we're gonna have to do that again. And this time not get hit by the fire. Oh good, there's more zombies right over there. Back away. Come on. Shoot a zombie. Run through the fire. Okay, so we've done that part. Now we get to examine the half-eaten corpse. This, by the way, is why when I upload these to YouTube, I do tag them, in the secret world at least, as 18 plus, because the game is, or well, not 18 plus, but not for kids, because the game is kind of gory. There's lots of blood, lots of violence. Like, it's not like most of the games I play where the violence is very much a almost hidden, the way it's handled. So, like, you can see the blood, but... Is that another gas can? It is. I'm not too interested in the gas can. It's not that half-eaten corpse I have to examine. Okay. I am still pretty laggy because of the stream, so it's going to be a little jerky, even for, you know, my tour is not as jerky as this is, so... Is that something attacking me? No. Okay. We're just gonna step on the policeman's corpse, that's fine. Okay. When you see these, hold on. When you see these up here, that's generally, there's another quest there that you can do. Right here. Recommended for level 4, bullets for Andy. A note in the dead policeman's hand asks him to get more ammunition and then return to the sheriff's office ASAP. This policeman obviously can't return, but the ammo is still direly needed. The note says, don't try to be a hero, just get all the ammo you can find and get the hell back here, lives depend on it. The note is signed Deputy Andy. The sheriff's office in town is clearly in distress. You better grab the ammo from the pickup and find Deputy Andy. If you notice, by the way, this is your main... Actually, this is your main quest right here. Dawning of an Endless Night story mission. You can only have one. Fistful of Zombies. This is one of the regular missions you can have. Action or Sabotage. You can only have one at a time. And it'll open up side missions, investigation missions, dungeon missions, etc. as you accept quests. This one is what they count as a side quest, so... Pretty sure this is the box of ammo. Nope, that's another gas can. Back away, back away, back away. Okay, there's the ammo. Still haven't found that corpse I'm supposed to investigate. Take ammo. Only one? Okay. I need to find that other corpse I'm supposed to investigate, though. Examine the half-eaten corpse. Okay. But it's not this half-eaten corpse. Which... Okay, see that 105? That shows me how far I... That should show me how far I am to Deputy Andy. So... These zombies are weirdly non-aggressive, which is, well, I mean, I said it for a reason, weirdly. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go find Deputy Andy. What? Discovered Kingsmouth. Okay. I'll worry about that later. Go ahead, we'll give the... No, we're gonna wait for that zombie to run through. Zombies down there. I was pretty sure they ignore you as long as you just keep going. They're more interested in getting inside the police barricade, where all those yummy, tasty people are. I am sorry about the lag and how jerky things are. Really can't do much to stop that. Alright, we are now at the sheriff's office. And from experience, I happen to know that Andy is up here. If I had actually found that corpse I was supposed to investigate for Jack Boone, then I would have been given a prompt to go and talk to the there we go, place the ammo in the ammo box and send mission report. This R. Oh, controller. Your field report has been received and is currently being analyzed and evaluated. Thank you for your contribution. We will contact you if more information is needed. A reward and cash bonus has been credited to your account. Open that up. Oh, look, I got 1 spell point. And this is the Faded Medallion, item power 2. Okay, the one I've got is actually slightly better, so we are just going to keep that for now because we're eventually going to destroy it. Alright, so, you know what? Before we talk to Andy, let's go ahead and find that corpse. The half-eaten corpse. A little bit past. I swear the half-eaten corpse I'm supposed to investigate is this one. The policeman's corpse. But I've already done that. Notice, by the way, this brought the quest back up and it says on cooldown. You can actually repeat pretty much every single quest in this game. I swear it's that woman. But for some odd reason, it wouldn't let me examine her early. So it's not her. Isn't this one either, I don't think. Unless it somehow glitched and didn't give me the option. Glitching again, which is all well and good. They're not eating a corpse, they're just beating up a tree. They're eating a corpse. Let's go ahead and kill them. Wrong one. Slicey. Let's see if it'll let me examine this corpse. Okay, so I had to find one they were actually eating. Fine. Slicey. Alright. Now, we can go look for survivors, which we already know where they are. They're in the police station. We just gave them bullets. Well, we gave Deputy Andy bullets. But when we find the survivors in the police station, it should prompt us to talk to the police chief. I promise it doesn't normally run this laggy for me. It's just because I'm streaming. Okay, so Control R. Let's try that again. Your report about the habits of the dead is interesting. It appears they can be lured like dogs, but unlike dogs, they show no signs of learning the lessons of the whip. Use this to your advantage. If a tactic is effective, be merciless. Their biology is curious. No heartbeat, no flow of blood, no evidence of brain activity. So how will you know when the dead are really not dead? You will simply know. Helpful. Okay, this gives us a fist weapon, which I could use it, but it wouldn't be nearly as effective as my sword. However, I can tear it up and use it later to improve other weapons. That is one thing I love, is any weapon you get, or weapon, item, anything like that, that you can't use yourself, you can tear up to make it to make something else better. Okay, can we please just go in? Thank you. Alright, over there is a phone book. We will need that later. But for right now, we need to go to the sheriff's office. Here we go. I leveled up too. The original game did not have levels.
Heck if I know where you folks keep coming from, but anyone who walks through that door alive pretty much gets my amnesty. Something in your past colors you sourly to a badge, I'd ask you to call it quits in return. We agreeable? Well then, I'm Sheriff Bannerman, and this down-home little state of emergency is what's left of my jurisdiction. Sure, we tried to hold as much of the town as we could at first. More out of nostalgia than any civil defense plan. I won't tell you Kingsmouth was a slice of heaven in a snow globe, but it was ours. Now it ain't. There was always something running under in this town. Maybe what's spilled out now. If that's how it works, I couldn't say hand on heart we didn't have it coming. But that fog, and the things in it, they didn't pick and choose when they came in. Most folks didn't stand a chance. Now, I can see you're armed. I won't kick up any fuss about that. Straight truth is, you'll need to be. Just don't go thinking that means you're deputized as such. Heaven knows if there was ever a time and a place for the right to bear 'em, you're looking at it. Henry has his word of God, that Roger woman has her crystal ball, and Norma out on the point's got a 12 gauge. My money's on Norma.
Okay, so we have now met Sheriff Bannerman. We've gotten an ability point and 6 spell points so far. And as I said, I leveled up. I'm not actually sure what level that makes me now. Okay. We're going to run over to the sheriff. Apparently, her desk is enough to keep us from talking to her. That's fun. And oh, we're using her computer. Okay. So, Solomon Island Law Enforcement, select Inquiry. 1 is the Suspect Database, and 2 is the Station Security Systems. Type Help for a list of available commands, or type Quit to exit at any time. Let's go ahead and check the security systems first. Secure camera status. Warning, no system detected. Siren status online. Type Root to return to the main menu. All of these computers use an old DOS-ish based system. Let's go ahead and check the suspect database. So, we have 4 suspects. Nathan Atherton, Bill Dexter, Dave Gardner, and Che Garcia Hansen. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nathan's record. Solomon County Police Department, number 2006-16, sentenced to 13 years prison. Subject, rape of tourist by Nathan Atherton. Multiple reports of harassment and eyewitness reports led to apprehension of suspect for the rape of, name of minor redacted. Sent Deputy Gardner home for the evening. I'm concerned for safety of the prisoner if I leave him alone with Andy. Still, I hope they throw the book at this scumbag. Notice, by the way, Andy's last name, Gardner? Yeah, we'll get to that one. Okay, so let's look at Bill Dexter. Solomon County Police Department, number 1998-104, overnight observation. Subject, multiple alcohol-related misdemeanors of Bill Dexter. Multiple counts of drunken driving, public exposure, and creating a public nuisance. Multiple warnings filed. All officers have been very lenient, but this behavior can no longer be tolerated. Alright, so let's see what Andy's dad did. Number 1989-197, warning only. Subject, reported animal cruelty by Dave Gardner. An eyewitness reported suspect throwing a muling sack into the bay behind Jack and Wendy's bed and breakfast in Journey's End. Witness not willing to testify, warning filed. And let's see what Che Garcia's up to. Number 2011-101, warning only. Subject, multiple noise complaints from local residents. Suspect was verbally aggressive but physically passive, was not impressed by the small-mindedness of local residents, but agreed to bow to the man. Alright, we got a hippie there. Okay, so, quit. Alright, let's talk to Chief Bannerman again. So, horror show. Sheriff Bannerman believes that mounting surveillance equipment near the police station can provide an advance warning of any impending attacks. She needs help to find useful equipment around town. Even a small town like Kingsmouth should have some security measures. Perhaps some of the local businesses have installed surveillance systems. Check the phone book for likely candidates. Okay. Pretty much every quest gives you a cutscene.
Well, sure wasn't in our yearly budget to put the town under martial law. No, the good old boys on the council were all about thrifty spending, at least above the table. So I squirreled away where I could for some surveillance equipment. Police business, sure, let's call it civic awareness. I'm talking your webcams, your motion sensors. Oh, don't look so surprised. Kingsmouth might be out in the sticks, but we have electricity and everything. Running water in tourist season. Come back when this whole damn mess is blown over, I'll give you the tour far as the old lighthouse. But, to get to the point of it, seems to me we should bring that gear out of mothballs and get it hooked up around town. Gives me some early warning and the others a break from my collection of Jeopardy reruns.
Makes sense. Okay, so sabotage missions have a stealth gameplay focus. These missions reward evading enemies and avoiding discovery. Yeah, we were aware of that. We also have the option. We've already picked up request, so let's see what she wants to talk about. Yourself, Solomon Island, survivors, or the secret world. Let's go ahead and talk about herself.
Well, I don't mind telling you, this makes no damn sense to me. And I hate to be the one drawing a blank on Final Jeopardy. But right now, folks just need me to look like I got all the answers. The questions, they come later, along with the grieving. Then, after a little time, folks will lose their hankering for the questions. Fact is, a few of them in high places get downright evasive about it. I never do quit. It's a bad habit. I'm just a sheriff after all, not some forensic detective like on that CSI. Thought I had it the worst when the Ravens came around years ago. It was an ugly time for Kingsmouth. Not the kind that makes it to the news. The kind we keep inside. Now, I see those Ravens are all back in town. They with you? Or should I bring them in for questioning? If you're planning on striking out of town, Kingsmouth hospitality dictates I gotta set you right. And I need you to keep this on the down low. But there's worse out there than our undead pals. Worse than anything that shuffles along on two legs, that's for sure. I'm about as pleased as can be that I didn't catch a better look. Could be the kind of thing that gives a nightmare nightmares. You want to stay in the light. Keep out of the trees, out of the fog. We got a few folks left holding out across the island. Well, that was last time I could check, and I'm an optimist. Pays to see the donut, not the hole. Red's Shack at Culver Bay, the Innsmouth Academy, the Wabanaki Indian Grounds. They should still be safe. Could be the others like you, that wolf fella, have set up camp out there. Toasting marshmallows and such. And steer clear of the pumpkin patch, eh? Just a few. Guess you could say I got lucky. Around the time this mess kicked off, I was up at the old lighthouse checking in on Sam Creek, Maine's best-selling export. Oh sure, we do that fancy book learning around these parts too. Never much cared for horror stories or the man himself. Waving a rifle around in a dressing gown, juiced up, heck of a disturbance of the peace. Well, turns out that was the last of the piece. I gotta write this down, Sheriff. This is goddamn manna from heaven, he says to me when the fog let go. I left him magnuming that opus and hightailed it back to town. Tried to bring Ellie Franklin with me, but Kingdom Coming couldn't pry her from that mansion. Real monster house in the West Island. You can't miss it. I'd appreciate you letting them know we're still here for when they're done playing survivalists. You sure you want to be talking to me about all this stuff? I mean, I'm probably flattered that you think I'm in on it all. Truth is, I'm always the last to be invited to the midnight meetings at Town Hall. Reckon I must be all thumbs when it comes to secret handshakes. I know this island's cut from a different cloth. A damn weird cloth. Sure as there's a difference between being homely and being plain stupid. Take it from me. No one around these parts is a dope. Not all the time. Everybody knows, or knows someone who knows. Salem's got nothing on us. We had an episode with torches and pitchforks only 25 years ago now. But my job, I gotta do it wearing this police jacket, not a robe and a wizard hat.
Okay. So that's everything from Helen. Let's go check with her husband, Dr.
Don't make
Van.
me have to file another missing persons report, okay?
Looks like he's only got one thing.
The Lady Margaret was a traumatic experience for everyone on board. They were changed men when they came back. I visited with all of them in the days following their return. In my office, there are detailed transcripts of our sessions. I'm afraid it all happened so fast that day there was no time to pack. I hope they may shed some light on what happened out there.
Alright. Didn't have much to say, but hey, it was something. Pretty sure in here at least, those are the only two we've got to talk to. Yeah, everyone else is. Looks like it's phone book. Okay, looks like there are some places that are circled. The Mining Museum, the Savings and Loan Bank makes sense, and the gas station over on Belmont Avenue. If you notice, it's already telling us we need to go to the gas station. So, that's where we're going to go next. Go real quick. Let's go talk to a couple more people here near the police station. Thank you. I'm not in a place to subscribe right now, so maybe later. Actually, this game could be really fun to have a subscription to get those benefits, but they're pretty much all cosmetic, so you really don't need to subscribe. The big thing you need in this game is you need to buy the expansions that open up other zones. Alright, we're going to talk to Moose.
There's nothing like the confines of a cubicle or a packed subway to give a man perspective. I was so caught up in the grind of office politics and the endless hunt for affirmation and money, I didn't realize I was getting sick. Friend, I was no more alive than those things out there, and a sight less mobile. The disease that grew inside me was as black as theirs. Freedom lies in being bold, said Robert Frost. So, I boldly quit my job and traded my rent control department on Christopher Street for a vintage Harley and an old poncho. Found my salvation in the open road, and I haven't looked back since. There's nothing like the confines of a cubicle or a packed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger that one again.
I was so caught up in the grind of office politics and the endless hunt for affirmation and money, I didn't. A sight less mobile. The disease that grew inside me was as black as theirs.
Okay, let's move on to the fog.
Traveling the open country, you learn to be prepared for whatever the land throws your way. Faced with the elements, you gain a new appreciation and respect for nature. You come to accept how small and insignificant you truly are. Nature is neither good or evil. It just is. There's nothing natural about the storm that rolled in on Solomon Island, or the fog that followed. It was evil in that fog, whispering to everyone in its path. The townsfolk followed the fog back into the sea, as if possessed. It was Deputy Gardner, and he saved my life. He grabbed hold of me when the fog got into my head, tied a rope around us both, kept walking the other way. It was like the whispers didn't get to him. I finally got my wits back. The fog had rolled back out again to where it is now. We shook hands. We started looking for survivors and building this fortress. It saved my life. go to the ends of the world and back for Andy. I think I'll have to win him over, though. Living on the razor's edge of society, your eyes open up to the possibility that there's something more to this world. Something most people are too blind or too preoccupied to notice. Even if it's right under their noses. Has been all along. I only noticed small things at first. Roads that appeared and disappeared. Folks who traveled by way of gates drawn in chalk on brick walls. Houses bigger on the inside than on the outside. Magic trinkets sold at yard sales. Street shamans capable of taking out the cancer inside you. It wasn't until I found myself face to face with werewolves in New Orleans that I realized there's a secret war going on. After that, I couldn't escape it. I saw signs and sigils everywhere. I met recruiters for the Templars, Illuminati, and the Dragon. They all seem to think I'd make a useful operative. I tell them I take no sides, and I'd be little use to them. But the United Against Darkness thing I can get behind. We're all in this together. We've all got work to do. Andy and Helen, Deputy Gardner, Sheriff Bannerman. They're the reason I stayed behind when I could have just gone. I know the secret roads. I know how to ride out of here to places the fog can't touch. Folks like them and the rest of the survivors here in Kingsmouth deserve better. I'm not putting you on the spot here, friend. I know you've got other places to be, other wars to fight. Which is why it's doubly important I stay behind. There's an honesty and an innocence to these people. And they genuinely know and care about one another. Of course, I can't claim total selflessness. My heart's gone soft for Andy. And even if he'll never feel the same way for me, as long as this heart's beating, I won't let any harm come to him. I've spent the better part of 2 decades on the road, my friend. I've learned that there's not a loose bolt these hands can't tighten, not a broken transmission they cannot fix. You give me a handful of nails and some wood, and I'll build you a house.
I could use that guy.
When the undead came marching up Main Street just a day or 2 after the fog pulled back, we did our best to prepare for the worst. Andy and me, with the help of the rest of the good folk here, built ourselves something better than a house. We built a castle.
It won't hold forever, but as long as we're breathing, as long as we believe in salvation, with or without help from the likes of you, we will walk tall and stand firm.
Moose, I am here to help. Don't talk as if I'm not. Yeah, I'll get you the cannabis. I just wanna go talk to Andy real quick.
It sure is good to see someone living.
Okay, Elm Street Blues. Looks like it is. Okay, I have to complete horror show for that one. But let's go ahead and talk to Andy.
I wanted to be a police officer since as far back as I can think. I had a lot of time to myself growing up. I watched all the cop shows, again and again. The old shows. When a good cop was always a good cop. When you knew you could trust a badge, right? You knew before the half hour was up they'd get the guy. Out of the basement. So that was my goal. Plain and simple. I was single-minded about it. You ask anyone, and they'll say, hey, that Andy sure is single-minded. Now, I wasn't what you'd call a straight-A student. I got them. And when Sheriff Bannerman swore me on as deputy, gave me my badge, I'd been up all night ironing this shirt. It was crisper than you'd believe. Well, that day I was just as happy as a clam at high tide. chokes me up seeing Main Street all done up in buntings. It's so empty. Kids love that Halloween parade, you know? And they'd all bust on up Bangor, wait for the haunted hay rides, ever since our local amusement park closed down. There were troubles. Before my time. Still, what town doesn't have a little trouble? Cultists? There was that repeat killer, I wouldn't say serial killer. But he came from the mainland. And that mess with the college kids at the old hunting cabin? Bears, we reckon. Jeez, it's all laid out like that. It does sound pretty bad, huh? This, right now, is definitely the worst we've ever had. This is the real storm of the century. If we push on through it, I am not looking forward to taking a shovel to the streets after. Oh, I knew everyone in Kingsmouth. A safe community isn't a spectator sport. I memorized that one. And Sheriff Bannerman preferred to have me walk in the beat, while she handled house calls. That suited me just fine. Our folks were a good bunch. They only cause a ruckus when they've had too much of the, you know what. But recently I got talking to Sandy. That guy's pretty philosophical. You wouldn't know what to look at him. I don't personally have a problem with bikers. I'd like a motorcycle myself. Anywho, you made me really consider it, whether you really ever knew a person. I told him how in second grade I met Anna Rebney behind the gym every day for 2 months. We would hold hands. I thought I knew her pretty good. She left town all of a sudden. Halloween. Jeez. Always happening. Moose says it's best to talk things out. So, here I am, talking. Mom bought the kittens and Dad drowned. That's the facts of it. I don't like speculating much. That's one step away from guessing. And the sheriff, she taught me never to guess. Mom's version was that Dad loved things too much. Got a bit crazy sometimes. Hugged real hard. Didn't always want to let go. The morning he stuffed him in a bag and took him out to sea, he was full of too much feelings. Didn't know what to do with them. Took him down the journey's end, out behind the bed and breakfast. That's where the journey ended. Jeez, Dad always wore these masks, For the longest time, you figure you know someone. Most of the time, really, we got no idea.
Yeah, Andy's story is kind of a sad one because, he was a little kid when that happened. Pretty sure he's the one who called the police and told him what his dad had done. Right. Let's go get that. Go get the camera. I do appreciate the symbols, the little flag that says, "Hey, go here next." Makes my life a lot easier. Okay, so we gotta be careful here around the side coil. There is a zombie. But the bigger thing I'm worried about, oops, is right here. That is a big bad. Big bads tend to be, well, big and bad. So, the reason that these are stealth-ish missions is you want to figure out how to get to that camera without getting caught by big bads. Close enough now. I think I have to get on top of the building. Which means... I'm gonna have to at least fight some of these zombies, because I need to get on top of the dumpster. That's dumpster time. Here we go. We can come back here later and kill him once we're not on the espionage/sabotage mission. Now I can take the camera. Okay, so, got that camera. Kingsmouth Savings and Loan is next. Let me check the time real quick. Oh, it's not nearly as late as I thought it was. I do think that once I finish Horror Show, we'll probably call it for the night. I might. That's the mining museum. Question is, can I get to the savings and loan from here? Don't think I can. Avoid those bastards. There's another one, Susie. I don't remember Susie. Oh shit. Wasn't the smartest move. Check and save that. Okay. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. That works, right? Combo. That doesn't tell me much now, does it? It's the same page that I saw before. Okay. Alright. Let's go up and get that next camera. Great. Lets me get on top of the building. But, where's the camera? There's the camera. Okay, we can go up. There. Oh, this one says, Josiah, this is the one that needs changing. Have it done before I'm back from Bangor. New cameras are in the basement. Remember to fill out the repair form and file it with museum admins. James Morrison, Franklin Mining Museum janitor. Great. So we got to replace this camera. And that means going into the museum's basement. If we can drop down here. That was a bright light. Gotta go in the museum. That's not gonna get me there. I think I got some more zombies I have to fight. Yes. I can climb here. Jump. Yep, that's what I did. Kill 50 zombies. Nice. There's a door in your way, Ricky. You cannot walk through doors. Okay. I feel like there might... Nope, you can't get upstairs. Okay. I can almost guarantee there's bad shit in the basement. Yeah. Don't have a choice, do I? Okay. I think when we get this part finished and get back to the station, we'll go ahead and call it for the night. Been playing for a little over an hour now. That's not bad for one of my streams, so we'll go ahead, finish up this part, get back, hand it into Bannerman, maybe pick up the quest from Andy, and then we'll head out, okay? Come on. Yeah, that is definitely a bad. Okay then. You mean I actually have to... Why can't I just go... He doesn't want me here. Can I just leave him? Oh, I remember this. So you have to avoid the light on the floor, because if you don't, I just need to get the damn cameras. See, he don't want me in here. Shit. takes that much security in a museum. Not sure I'm going to be able to do this while streaming because of the lag. Like, I seriously know what to do. It's just, I cannot move that fast with it lagging like it is. Okay. Sorry, I had to type something real quick. just frustrating because I know where I need to go. I know what I need to do, and I can't. So next time it swings back into the metal. There. Okay. But, yep, let's get here. None insane survivors janitor of their minds. Asshole. Okay. Have the camera. Alright. Yes, I want to get out of this gross basement. There's definitely some frustration at trying over and over to do that quest, but that's I mentioned before I even went in there that we would be pausing after this quest is done, so it's not like I'm just like, stupid game and rage quitting. I think the closest you guys have ever seen me get to doing that is me saying, okay, hey, it's glitched, there's nothing I can do to fix it at the moment. I'm just going to check out and see if there's anything of interest here in the museum. Looks like there is not. Okay. So. Let me start stopping the sword fighting a bunch of zombies in the museum? Never do that. Okay. Looks like to go down Lovecraft Lane. I can go right up Elm Street again. Frankly, with how close together the houses are, I could probably climb up on top of the museum and run across the housetops. And I gotta say, I've never been to New England. I don't know if that's how close things are actually built. It seems weird to me living in, Oklahoma, where we have wide open spaces all over. But hey, if that's how they build houses in New England, I mean, I know that they do that in, like, actual England. Okay, so the closest is going to be over here. This must be the street not going. Are you done? One. Other person is really? Okay, at least this porch isn't crawling with zombies. Zombies, unlike moths, do not seem to be attracted to porch lights. They're just attracted to the smell of your blood. Strange people that I don't know. I'm just gonna get this. Council of Venice. Ooh. Must be a new group. I will deal with them later. Let's go ahead and place this last. Camera. Didn't she basically say stay out of the woods? There we go. Alright, so now I gotta go in and use the police computer to initialize the system. In. Thank you. go. One. Okay, let's go ahead. Camera feed 1. Let's see it. Okay. Camera feed. Thank you. Camera feed 2. Thank you. Camera feed 3. This was where those weird people were. Alright. Camera feed 4. Yep. Zombies running up and getting shot. Boot. Quit. Boot. Control R. Very well. Data from these cameras is being transferred to important monitors. Eyes will be assigned to watch for these monitors at all time. Now the dragon will see our enemies in Kingsmouth as well as the enemies of our enemies, the Templar and the Illuminati. The cleaning man, he showed symptoms of a very rare, very old disease. He was not like the living and not like the dead. Tentacles do not come from the head without reason. Please provide more information about reasons. We don't know. Item power is represented by the number of pips at the bottom of your item. It is rumored that certain extraordinary items will grant you additional unique powers. Looks like this one's probably going to be a uncommon. Yep, it's uncommon. And it doesn't do me any good because it's a gun. And I use swords in that thing. These are both common, though, and there's a way to break things down. I just don't remember what it is. Off the top of my head, I'll deal with that later. Well, that just reverses the order of things. No bag, I don't have no bag, so there's that. Go away, y'all. Inspect note. No. Maybe. No. There is a note somewhere.
Well, hey!
So I've already completed her. See, it says inspect there. Helen, I'm not leaving my home. I will be fine. I've raised 3 boys, and if they couldn't break me, then nothing can. You're always welcome to visit. Wouldn't say no to the company. Just bring your gun and some extra shells if you can spare any. Not saying it's lonely, but without Larry or the boys, there ain't much talking in the house. Just my 12 gauge and the dead, and they don't talk back. Send someone to check on Norma, 5 Po Cove. Okay. I'm sure that'll be a quest that's offered here in a bit. I know it is, in fact. See if I can get a drink from the vending machine, huh? Nope. Do I really want to drink from any can that was in a vending machine that is covered in blood. Can't should be fine. Alright, we're going to go up. We are going to... That person has a giant spider and a pumpkin head. Which, I mean, probably just means that they've done the Halloween event for the year. I haven't yet, because I'm just doing like a tutorial for you guys. I also have like wolf boots. Andy, there we go. Alright, Andy Gardner is afraid the town will be completely overrun by monsters unless someone steps up to help contain the undead invasion of Kingsmouth. Tier 1 zombies are constantly pushing against the defenses around the sheriff's office. Kill them.
Jeez, you never saw anything like this in the cop shows. Well, maybe on cable. Not the network ones. You wouldn't know it from looking out there, but before that wicked bad fog rolled in, Kingsmouth was a sleepy little burg. Nothing stronger on the streets than a hot cup of coffee and chocolate-glazed donuts from Susie's. The occasional DUI or domestic disturbance. Human sacrifice. But every town has a dark side, right? We sure are getting a heap help in the darkness now, eh? The Walking Dead and worse besides taking over our town. Us survivors hold up in here, hoping it's all just a bad dream and we'll wake up to the smell of bacon and maple syrup. But unless someone ups and does something, and soon, all we're gonna wake up to is the smell of rotten flesh. And I don't need another thing to remind me of my dad. Halloween does bring back the memories, eh?
Andy, you are just too sweet for words. You don't deserve this crap. Okay. We are going to go down to the... Go down and go inside the police station. We're going to hole up there, and we're going to call it for the night, okay? So... Good job, me running into walls every blasted time. Okay. That works too. Alright. So, I think we've done a pretty good job for tonight. I hope that everyone who joined me enjoyed the Secret World Legends, and I will be back on Thursday, or not Thursday, Sunday, hopefully, unless something else goes wrong, with a crafting stream. I am almost done with the Bone Fairy. Actually, let me go ahead real quick and show you what we've got so far. There's the camera. We've got our wings attached. We've got the base with our stump and our bones. I've gotten all our bones attached. Now that I'm looking, the wings are on crooked. Oh well. The fairy's sitting weird anyway, so it's fine. I did get a taller jar for it, but hopefully next Sunday I'll have that completely fixed and I can show that off and show you what we started last Sunday. Haven't decided what this week's crafting, or I guess next week's crafting stream is going to be, but I'll have something for you come Sunday. Alright, so thank you all for joining me tonight. I want to thank you for watching the stream, and I hope that you guys stay safe. I hope that you take care of yourselves, you take care of each other, and you have a beautiful rest of your week. See you next time.